Hello, everybody. This is Tom Prendergast. This is a kind of like a segue between Veritech and Facebook, in that I have been studying Facebook now for over 2 years, and in my study, most people are involved with Facebook and they don't really realize why or what it's all about. I look at Facebook as a great focus group, a social experiment, a psychological experiment. I have multiple accounts on Facebook on different IP addresses because I own a data center and I've got a VPN, which means I can do that. I can look like I'm from all kinds of different places, different IP addresses, different emails. I own 900 domains. I'm a little bit different animal than most people. So I watch and I work Veritech. I've got female profiles, male profiles, liberal profiles, conservative profiles, business opportunity profiles. And I can assess and I can look at and I can really kind of get an idea of what it takes and what you need to do. What is your reasoning for being on Facebook? What are you trying to do? Well, the number one thing that I think most people are really focused on, not everybody but most, is getting as many friends as you can. Well, we all know that Facebook will tell you that's what they're all about. But as you probably have all found out, that if you follow along with their friends' suggestions, you get terminated or suspended. How many people here have been suspended for asking for friends? On my Prendergast account, Tom Prendergast, I've been suspended 22 times. On my new one, the Talia Sharia one that we set up on the 25th of September, where and by the way, in our group about SafeBook, I call it that, we have several videos there showing you setting it up and getting going. Now, in that group, I'll show you where we're at. You can see that in 10 days, I'm up to 897 friends. I'm actually higher than that because you will see here that I have a lot of friend requests. Right now, I've got 5 more. So when I go look at my friend requests, I click see all, then it throws it into the page here, then you're going to get an account. So I have 187 friend requests pending right now, and if you look at my account, you'll see that I have 897. So I'm clearly over 1,000 already. I was going to try to get all done so I could show you the number here being 1,000. Okay, that is or should be your primary function in Facebook. What is your reason for being in Facebook? First of all, there are people in Facebook who are very political. Doesn't matter what spectrum they're on. In that, they're trying to build a sphere of influence for their political agenda. Or there are people in Facebook who just want to have a place to get together with their friends and their family, mostly their family. Well, I have one of those accounts too. It's not very active. I've got brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, sons and daughters in there, and maybe, I don't know, I get 1 or 2 alerts every couple of days. That's not my goal. My goal is to build a large sphere of influence, which is the goal of most of you here in this room today. Now, what your purpose of a sphere of influence may be, I know a lot of you are network marketers, where you're looking to build your home-based business. And this is the primary purpose of this whole series of my teaching you, is that if you go out to if you build your Facebook account strictly to go out and find business by pitching your deal to other people, you're not going to ever get anywhere. Never. Now, I've got a group here that's entrepreneurs. I'm going to share this with you. Okay? Now, let's see. Let's share something else first. Well, let's just share that. You're going to see that in this here, there is nothing here but people blasting each other. Nobody's responding to Alice. Nobody's responding to Shion. Nobody's responding to Cosmin. Nope. Well, you got one comment. And he made his own comment. Okay, So really, Justin, if you look at this, you'll see that what this is. What is it? Does anybody remember back in just the email days? By the way, those of you who don't know me, I've been on the internet since the late 80s. I was working with Stanford back in the mid to late 80s, and I was aware of the internet. So when the internet launched and the World Wide Web opened up, I was there. I used Mosaic, and I used the TCP/IP system on my Macintosh to get online. It was 1200 baud modems back then. Then it went to 2400s and 56 to 96. I mean, today I've got like a 50 megabits. It's like 100 T1s today. Anyway, my point is this. I've been doing this since it started, long before some of you were even born. I'm the great-grandfather of the internet. I know this stuff really well. Before there was social marketing, there was email. And in the email era, there was things called safe lists. And what was a safe list? It was like, hey, you come join my safe list. I got 1 million people in it, and you can send an email off to those 1 million people safely, and you can pitch your deal. Not really telling you that there's 1 million people in that list that are going to be sending email to you pitching their deal. So in actuality, what it meant was this. You'd go in there and join the list with an email address you didn't really read, and you'd fire off your ads. And then you join, and your email would be getting something like 35,000 emails a day, or maybe an hour. You know how that works. You're not reading the email, and they're not reading the email, so it's just there's no engagement. There's nothing engaging about it. Okay, and this is an issue that I'm trying to explain to you, those of you who are strictly think that you want to make a living on the internet, making money by pitching everybody their deal. I make a lot of money on the internet, and I engage. I don't pitch. I don't spam. I don't spam forums. I don't spam social networking sites. I don't spam anything. I tell stories. I write books. I write articles. I teach people. I know how important it is to be self-employed and successful at it. It's more important today than it was 20 years ago, just because of the nature of what's going on politically now. Because of what's going on politically now, I am situated. I don't have to worry about Common Core, which is the new agenda of our overreaching government to propagandize and brainwash our children. And that's exactly what it is. Because of my ability to stay at home, work at home, keep the family together, keep the family happy. We're all at home. We're like an agrarian culture. The information revolution has allowed us to go back to the way we were when we worked in the fields and we lived together, right? Am I making sense? So today we homeschool, and I've homeschooled or online schooled my other 2 older children for most of their lives, and they're better people because of it. That's a major benefit right there. And to me, that deserves my entire focus to make this a campaign, a calling, to help everybody I can to achieve the success that you need to be able to stay at home, be out of debt, move out of the city, move to the hills, live in the country, raise your kids the way you want to raise them, homeschool. We make a better world. And by doing that, you also have the ability to spend more time biblically in biblical study, praying, reading the Bible, spending that time together, fellowship, and being a stronger influence in your community. Hallelujah. Amen. Am I making sense so far? I would imagine that most of you are here agree with what I'm saying, right? You can type in their little thing and be like a Baptist and say, amen, brother. Okay, so in this whole cause, most of you go about it the wrong way. So we continue on in this entrepreneur's corner, and all this is a look at that. Look what Paul's doing. Paul Yar. Bam, 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 bam. He just piles it. He thinks, well, if I don't get any result with one, I'm going to put 50 in there. Look at Paul. Look what Paul's doing. Boom, boom, boom. Paul's in there, man. Boom. Boom, boom, Paul, bang. There's some more Paul, bang, bang, bang. What is Paul doing? Is Paul doing anything to engage you? Or is Paul making you deaf and dumb? This is what I'm talking about. Now, I know that there are a lot of you who have Facebook accounts with very few people in your Facebook account. So that's where we start, is in building a large social network. This account here is Talia Zurita. Now, I made her up. Now, Zurita, I used to have a domain Zurita Lead. So a year ago, I made up about 30 or 40 different Facebook accounts, strictly when Mike was building a broadcasting tool in the old Veritex system. So I had a lot of these. To support what you just said. Oh, okay. Hold that later. Make a note of that stuff, James. So when I decided to really get in here to start showing you, because I already had these accounts set up, I'm using them, but they, like Talia Zurita did not start marketing until September 25th. That's when I made a video of this, starting it out, showing you how I went in and set up my photos. It's important that you create a living, breathing system. So I went in there and I've uploaded videos into the system. You know, and here's some of the videos. They're all my videos are all very controversial, in that you want to be controversial because then you get attention. This is one where Muslims are throwing young children off of roofs. This one is a fictional video scenario of a nuclear war starting in Damascus. I forget what this one is. It's another. It's controversial. Okay, so we go back to albums, and then the thank you postcards. This is an important thing that I've been teaching to you guys. Now, my thank you postcards have shifted and evolved as I've built out this personality of Talia Zurita in the site. So I've created cover photos. I have 3 cover photos down. My first cover photo is about Isaiah 17, the destruction of Damascus, because that's going to be the next prophecy to be fulfilled. That will be the harbinger of the coming of World War III. Will it be tomorrow? Probably not. Will it be in 3 years? Not likely. Will it be in 10? More than likely. Will it be in our lifetime? Almost guarantee you. That's not the point. The point is, it's provocative, it's controversial, and I want to get that going for getting attention to build a system. Does this make sense so far, you guys? Okay, so I started out with that. Now I've segued to this. The Redhead Brigade. Alright? It's toned down from the Isaiah. Now it's a sniper out in the woods. And I'm telling people, don't request if you're Muslim, liberal, or voted for Obama, or work for the government. Well, that's where I stand. That's my political stance. So I'm using that to create controversy. Okay, so that's my cover photos. Now, these are my profile pictures. So I started out with profile pictures of a picture that I had in my portfolio of an old friend of mine back almost 20 years ago. Her name was Jen. She was a roommate of mine, and I took some cool pictures of her wearing the ghillie suit. She was a young girl with a brain tumor who I helped get back on her feet. That's a picture of a woman in camouflage with a sniper rifle. And so I made these little bits. That's another woman I found on the internet drinking a beer. So I just threw these in there to create that interest. Okay, am I making sense so far? No, I never dated Talia. Talia doesn't exist anyway. But it's interesting that this is my female Facebook, and it gets a whole kind of different reaction to it than my Tom Prendergast one does, where I'm the guy. It's kind of interesting to see what women put up with on Facebook. All right, so I got the profile pictures, and I did a whole thing about we are redheads. I'm just creating this whole genre. No, none of this is in it. This whole genre for the fact that I want to get that attention for building my site. So none of them are tasteless. All of them are somewhat provocative and kind of like offbeat redheads. And I didn't like give it a whole lot of thought. I just kind of went through. I wanted to build a portfolio of pictures, okay? Untitled album. This is when I first started out. I uploaded these pictures. This is important to have this because if somebody's deciding whether to be your friends or not, they're going to look at this stuff. Am I making sense? Okay? So I've got all these different albums. All right? Now, in doing this, I got the thank you postcards. In my thank you postcards, I've gone in there and I've started to give them more information and stuff because I'm finding that people share them because they're provocative. This one gets shared a lot. When it gets shared, it comes back to me, so it helps me to create more friend requests. I would rather, see, I got friend requests coming in the whole time. I'll probably get some more. So right now I'm at 187. So I click on this, and I see all, and then we're going to be at 188. See how they just keep rolling in? Well, they keep rolling in because what I do is this. When somebody is requesting to be a friend, I click confirm. Then I right button click on them. Let's go to a different tab. Kind of look at what they're doing. Are they controversial, or are they, are they spicy, or are they bland? Well, he's dressed in camel here with a gun. I get the feeling he's kind of a patriot. She's got a target. Okay, so they're kind of gun oriented. All right. Well, I have the perfect picture for that. That's my gun initiative one right here. So I click on this one. It already says thank you and everything in it for me. So I don't have to type anything here. I just click post. What does it do? It says thanks for the friendship right there. See it? The Second Amendment is there to make sure the government does not infringe on your First Amendment. All friend requests honored. Now, why did I do that? Because when you go to Pete's site and any of his friends, this now posts to all of his friends. So all of the friends on his list, this just showed up on their newsfeed. They just got a little alert here. So his friends, he's got 582 friends, and a lot of them aren't my friends. Am I making sense? So now, Pete will probably say, hey, I like the picture, or he might make a comment, he might even share it. Other people on his timeline see this, and they click on Talia Zarita, and they request friendship. All right? Right now, Talia Zarita is in her first friend suspension. So, one of the other things I do is I will go to like Civilian Joe, and I'll tell him, hey, I've been suspended. I got one right here. I'm in Facebook jail. While in Facebook jail, I can't do certain things. One of the things I can do when I'm not in Facebook jail is I can go to a mutual friend like this, and I can just go click add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, and that's what I do. But I don't choose the friends that are up here as I get more into it. Not the people confirming. When you're not suspended, you also get a whole list here that Facebook recommends to you. Friend requests. So let's talk about that for a second. In your friend requests, let's not have that distract us. Let's go here. When you first start out and you've never been suspended, there's a thing that I call Fast and Furious, not to be confused with the federal government's Fast and Furious program, but when you haven't been suspended and you have very little or no friends, Facebook is a lot more lenient. So you go to those lists that Facebook gives you, and you spend your entire day or days clicking on friend requests, friend requests, friend requests, friend requests, until it tells you to slow down and starts telling you to stick the coded thing in there. You know what I'm talking about? But when you first start out fast and furious. Now, as you start to get on and you start getting into the start getting into the 3,000 and 4,000, which is where I'm at. See, I've got 3,335, so I'm less than 2,000 away from maxing out. It starts to slow down. I'm also friend challenged in here too. I'm in Facebook friends here too, but I'm not giving a whole lot of attention over here right now because I'm working to show you and setting this one up and how to go about doing this. So I create a lot of these graphics, and as I'm looking at friend requests, I'm adjusting or doing these according to the direction I'm going in my friend request. But when I first started out, I clicked on all those links for friends. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and so we'll take a break here for a second to talk about this. Your whole purpose in Facebook, it should be everybody's purpose, unless all you are is a granny or a mom who just wants to see her children and her nieces and her nephews and her sisters and brothers and to share recipes and be nice. I even have one. I call it my nice Facebook account. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about religion. I don't talk about current events. I don't talk about anything other than recipes and weather. Oh, it's snowing out, and here I got some firewood in, and here's our first fire of the season. Just, I mean, absolutely nice, nothing else. Because in my family, I have a lot of contention, and so I want that to be just strictly for that. But when it comes to business and politics, and to me, politics, religion, and business are all interrelated. When it comes to Facebook, I want an organization of people in Facebook working with me that have maxed out their Facebook accounts to the 5,000. Now, how many people here have less than 500 people in their Facebook account? Just, click yes or Y. Yeah. How many people less than 100? Just type in the number of people. If you've got less than 500, here's what I want you to do. I want you to type in the number of people in your Facebook account. I'm going to put in here 897 and do a slash. And how many years have you been on Facebook? You can type in there, I've been 0.12. So that's like, maybe I put in there 1/12. All right. So what I want you to do is just to type in how many friends you have and how many years you've been on Facebook. If you've been on Facebook for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, just put in the number 1, 2, or 3. If you've been on Facebook for less than a month, 1/12, 2/12, 3/12. Okay. I want everybody to see that. Yeah. Okay. So Chuck's been in for 1 year and he's got 326. Meryl's been in for 2 years. He has 400. Now, my original Facebook account, the one for Veritech, it's like at 500 and something. I've had it for 7 years. I didn't know how to do this because I never really paid attention to this. Yeah. It seems that at a certain point, you start to diminish in your ability to expand unless you understand the strategies to expand. And that's the whole purpose here that I'm teaching this to. Oh, okay. Creating new Facebook accounts, just use a different email address and use a different browser. See, right now, this browser for this Facebook account is in Chrome, and that's Talia Sharia. And this one is in Firefox, and this is Tom Prendergast. And I can't show you my other ones because I only have these two sitting here. All right. So that's what we're here for, is to teach you how to get up to 3,000 to 5,000 and to get to it pretty fast. So I will say that when you first start out doing this, don't worry about getting suspended. Get in there and get fast and furious. So go into your friends list. And look for the one that has more friends. Now look at this. Angela Regas has 4,999 friends. Okay, and she's a friend of mine. So I could go over to Angela Regas. No, I use a different name. Look, David, I do everything completely different. Completely different. Now look at, think about this, David. I could get Talia Sharia up to 5,000 members in there. And then I could go out there and I can auction it off. Hey, who wants an account with 5,000 friends? I could auction it off. I could make it somebody who wins, a contest. I could hand it off to somebody in my organization, like Gwen Winters, to say, here, Gwen, this one has been primarily about a woman redhead who lives out in the middle of nowhere in Idaho. Well, Gwen fits that. So completely different. Well, you know what? Sometimes Facebook will require a special telephone number. Well, just go to Google and set up another. Go to Google and set up another phone number. You can send text messages to a Google phone number, and it will come to you as an email to your main email account. Okay, do you all get that? Facebook will sometimes suspend your account to make sure you're real and ask for you to put in a cell number. Just go to Google, set up a phone number, give it to them. They'll send a text. You'll receive it in your Google Mail, copy and paste it, and you're all set. Okay, did you get that? Okay, so I go over here to Angela Regas. Right now, let's say that I am not I'm not suspended, so I can ask for friends. I am better off going to her and asking her friends to be friends, clicking add friend, than to going to the one that Facebook offers, because I think the one that Facebook offers has shills in there. So I can go in here and just go click on add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend out of her group. And I'm not going to get them all, but I'm going to get a portion of them. Then when I'm done doing her group, go back and look at my group and check my friends again and go find another set of friends and how many friends they have. Chuck Nellis has 998 friends. Fred's 1,000, and that's 38. I don't know who Sarah Marie is. Scott Proctor, he's got 4,193. Laura Stites. All right, so I click on Laura Stites. Go look at her friends. And go through and start adding her friends. Okay? This is something you need to do. Especially if you're under 500 friends. So what? You get suspended. When you get suspended, you move to the other side of the equation and you go to somebody like Laura Stetz. You go to her timeline and you post something there. And so I'm going to post I got stuff that's provocative. I know she's pretty politically provocative. So I'm going to post this one about judgment. America's under judgment. We have become an idolatrous culture of narcissists, electing malignant sociopaths as leaders. Read Romans 1:21 through 32. Seriously, read it. It'll freak you out. And then I write, repent, for you are a nation of sin and evil. Save yourself and your family and flee to the hills. Prepare for judgments to continue, increasing in severity as each day passes. And I'm writing this from my own knowledge. And this is sincerely being written. Avoid the deception and set your path to follow the Lord and study His Word. Be of good cheer and filled with His joy, for the Lord is coming in soon to judge the wicked and to save His people. Then I write, all friend requests honored. Share this and help awaken the lost. Okay? Now, I just posted that on hers. What is she going to do? Throw it off of there? Because it's in concert with where she's at. Okay, so now her list of 4,999 people, a lot of them are going to see that And they're going to come over and they're going to request to be my friend because they're going to like what I'm saying. So I'm going to create like-minded people. Now, for me, like-minded is I'm Christian, I'm conservative, I believe in small government, I am anti-socialistic, I am anti-communistic, I am anti-fascism, I am pro-capitalism, I am pro-family unit, I am pro-entrepreneur. And so, of course, I want to build a group like that. What I don't want to do is to go out there and pitch a deal to everybody that I can post on their wall. But what I do is I write about the benefits. So, like Annette's gone out there and she's joined home or groups for the home-based business, for homeschooling. So where do you find groups like that? Well, you type up here, home school groups, or groups about homeschool groups, or something like that. There's a closed group. Yeah, let's do groups. Groups about homeschooling. Then I click on that. Okay, you follow me on this? All right, now it's showing me all the groups that are homeschool. Okay, what is one of the benefits of being self-employed with a home-based business? Primarily if it's in a network marketing scheme that works. For me, it's Trivita because I don't have to go out and recruit people. I can just buy customers, but I can share that in writing an article. I can write, wow, today's Common Core. I am certainly glad that I've been blessed to be able to work at home, to support my wife not having to work, so that she can take care of our children, raising them and homeschooling them within our home, living outside the city, in the country where things are safer, where we can be more concentrated and focused on our relationship with Christ, and homeschool and live a very, very protected and nurturing life. I can write about this. People are going to listen to what I'm writing about. I have people asking me, folks, how do you do it? How is it you can do this? I mean, what are you? I want to know how to do this. I have people asking me that they want to learn and understand how I'm doing it because that's what they want to do, because they want that benefit. If I was all writing about, hey, get in now, get in at the top, a new company's just launched, it's going to make millionaires out of everybody, be one of the first people to sign up and go out there and recruit your friends, when I read that, I puke. I actually upchuck into my sinuses. I can't stand it. I hate the whole MLM mentality. Seriously, I can't stand it. But I do understand the power of doing it right and the benefits that it gives me. And I want to be able to make the world a better place, so it is my purpose to help other people to achieve the autonomy of successfully working from home. Do you understand that? And so homeschooling is a benefit, a magnificent benefit of working from home. And so I can get into these groups and I can share how I have been able to achieve that. Or I can share that I can't do homeschooling because I have a job, but I have a dream to be able to make a living at home. Maybe it's from printing t-shirts. Maybe it's repairing computers. Maybe it's selling stuff on the internet. Maybe it's, MLM. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But the thing is, write stories about it and build your group. But before you do that, you need to have a lot of people as your friends. So that's your primary goal. How many people here have over 1,000 members as friends in your friend network? Type the number if it's 1,000 or more. Anyone? How many people do you have? Okay, Carlos is one. Anyone else? Give me a number if you're over 1,000. Ava, how many do you have? You said yes. Okay, so it's only 2 people in this group. So we know that our highest priority here is to reach 5,000. That's got to be your highest priority before you shift into anything else. And you need to write. Now, what I do is I write in a blog. I use the Veritech blogging system when I write an article. Then I come and I post it, or I Facebook like it into my account, and I add something to it so that all of my content is being produced outside but being pushed into Facebook, so I have it elsewhere. I write articles, and I highly recommend that you get good at that. But before you even start entertaining that, you got to get up to the 4,000 plus. So before you do that, your whole focus needs to be to get to that level. Go join groups, and you can contribute to the groups. I will continue to upload more graphics into our group for you to download and to use them as you grow your friend social network. Any questions? Does everybody get this? Those of you who have under 1,000, go get suspended. The first time they suspend you, it's like 7 days. The next time it's like 12, then it's 30 days. So what? When you're not suspended, do what I was showing you. When you are suspended, do the other thing I was showing you. Get people to ask for friendship when you're suspended. Go out there and ask for friendship when you're not. But that should be all that you do until you get a large social group. Your like pages are worthless. They don't do anything. You're just wasting your time until you've got an organization of people who can help you promote them. Unless you want to pay Facebook advertising, and that's no guarantee either. Look, I got another friend request. Okay, so respond to your 188 friend request. I click on this, I add, and since I already responded to 2, it'd be 186. So I add to it, now it's 187. Because of the way I'm processing it. I'm not out there asking for friends right now because I'm suspended. All right? So I don't want to keep going around in circles here, but I want to see you guys double your numbers on a weekly basis. I'm going to continue doing this every week. Every Saturday we're going to have a Facebook meeting. Okay, and we're going to get to a point where we're going to segue and change our direction. So right now, I'll take you through and show you how I do stuff, like making photos. If you need photos, let me know. I'll make photos for you. But yeah, just continue to make photos. Okay, well, Judy, is your family in your business right now? Is your family on your Facebook account? Then make a second account. All right, time for a second account. That's what I do. And I have one opened in Chrome and one opened in Firefox. The one I have opened in Chrome is my Talia Sharia, because that's what I'm working on right now to teach you. And my main one, which is my Tom Prendergast. I had to change that name because I had to go out there and make a real Thomas Reed Prendergast, which is strictly for my family, just like you're doing. So I have one, Thomas Reed Prendergast. And many of you asked to be friends, and I'm turning you down because the only people I allow in there is my son, my daughter, my brothers, my sisters, my uncles, my aunts, my nieces, and my nephews. Well, doing photos really isn't that difficult, and what I will do is next Saturday we'll concentrate on making what we call memes. I do it all in Photoshop, You can all see that, right? And so I have this account right here. You see all these layers. So I've got, this is as I make them. Some of them are pretty funny. If you don't let us touch your boobs, we'll have you arrested. I don't know. I just get inspired to make these things. If you don't let us touch your balls, we'll have you arrested. A TSA police state, just doing their job, molesting 3-year-olds in wheelchairs, making sure Americans submit to the police state run by a Muslim. Is it time to rebel yet? Provocative. The American police state. This is a picture of Boston when they locked Boston down with nothing but armored vehicles and thousands, tens of thousands of military-dressed law enforcement knocking doors in and grabbing people and dragging them out of their houses. It wasn't just searching for a suspect. It was a police action. Military. Barack Obama's a Muslim. I don't care what you guys say he is. I can verify it. I can show you the proof that he is. And if you know the Muslim religion, and we're not here to get into politics about it, you should be concerned. So that's what I made this for. And I made another one, friend or foe. And here's another one, two faces of Islam. Taqiyya, Islam's rules of war. If you don't know what taqiyya is, you should learn it. But I'm not here, like I said, to teach you politics or Muslims. Why you should be worried about Muslims. But that's what these are. Obama must go, and it may take armed rebellion. These are all very provocative. They create emotional stores in people. Then I got one here. I'm blocked from sending requests for 30 days. And so I make some of them extremely provocative. I make some of them pretty mellow, because when I look at a person's profile and it's a mom and she's asked to be friends and she's talking about recipes and that kind of stuff, I'm going to put something up there that's pretty mild. If they've got guns on their site and they're pro-gun, I'm going to do pro-gun stuff. If they're predominantly just, they're talking about their relationship with Christ, I'm going to put Christian stuff. And then I've got the nicey nice, and let freedom ring with the Statue of Liberty and the flag for more of the less provocative stuff. Okay? So that's what I've built so far. And all of these are just a version of, it's all done in Photoshop, different fonts. I go out and grab graphics off of the internet. No, those head things are strictly for very unique places. Now, this banner right here, all friend requests honored. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all of those. Okay, that right there, all friend requests honored. I'll upload that to our group and as a transparency ping. I see some of you make different banners that say different things on it. The reason why I'm using this, because if you go and you look at Facebook, it has the look and feel of Facebook. Like the post button. And that's why I went through them really fast. I didn't mean to upset anybody. Okay? So you want to have that look and feel. So let's go back and look again. You see, I'm using the Facebook blue, all friend request honored. That's so that when you post this stuff on somebody else's wall, you are meshing in and looking like their wall. Oops, then we got Jack Morris wants to talk to me. Alright, you can see that I just recently posted this 4 hours ago. Oh, happy days when Jesus comes. The reason why I did is because he's writing about Psalm 91. And he's got mostly Christian stuff on there. Somebody else has come along and posted that. Thanks for the ad. You see how people work this? I just make it a little bit more suggestive. Will this work with GIMP? I don't know, Ty. That's up to you. You use GIMP. I don't. So, anyway, back to Photoshop. And I just continue to make these things. And then I upload them up to my account. And I save them on my folder so I can do the uploads and stuff. Now I put a lot of these over into our group. Let's go to our group. Our SafeBook friend group. And we go to photos. And you can see I've got thank you postcards in here too. And I'll continue to upload these. You can see the ones I'm uploading here are pretty mild. I've got profile covers that I've designed and I've put up here. They're all generic, you can use them, and I'll continue to upload more here. I haven't uploaded it yet, Ty. I have to do the upload. I said I would. And I'll put more up here. And if there are some things you'd like me to do, you can request it. Upload your photo up here and say, hey Tom, would you, if you've got a minute, would you mind doing something for me with this graphic? Now I'm also considering a new. This is why I'm thinking in broken thoughts. Hang on a second. I had an idea when I went and looked at the entrepreneurs. I thought, instead of spending a lot of time in the entrepreneurs and creating these posts like this post right here, to actually create a graphic that looks more like the post. So you go in here and I'm going to create a series of, let's move that over there. I'm going to create a series of graphics that are this size. Okay? For a whole different purpose, a whole different type of campaign, into the MLME groups. Yeah, hey, way to go, Steve. All right? And so instead of you having to write it and post it, you can actually make this and then do a share and pop it into a whole bunch of sites, and it'll look like you typed it. So I got to think up of a little story about how I'm self-employed. I homeschool my kids. I make really good money. And if anybody's interested in being my friend, feel free to ask me for a friendship. Okay? So I'm going to continue on with this campaign. And there's several reasons why I'm doing this. One, I'm getting ready to gear up for my business with Trivita. Two, we're gearing up and preparing Veritech to sell it, so I can just take the whole thing off my table, because Veritech has been a huge distraction for me. I'm not saying it's been bad, but it's time for me to get rid of that distraction and really focus on a whole new focus. But that focus is always still going to be about getting you guys up there to be successful. I want you to have the success. It doesn't do me any good for me to have it without you having it. Because if I'm making $100,000 a year and I got 1,000 of you making $100,000 a year, we become an extremely effective and powerful organization. Does that make sense? So instead of me being focused on me making $1 billion a year, I think it's better that I make the world a better place and help everybody else to achieve autonomy. We raise better kids. We make a better community. We make a stronger community. So I will continue in that quest and in my assessment and sharing and reporting to you on how to go about doing this. But we definitely are not going to achieve this by either being or becoming MLM schmucks. What we are going to do and succeed at this is by becoming effective members of a culture that is strong in its autonomy, that is distant or apart from or disenfranchised from the beast. And what is the beast? The system. The world system, the corrupt system. And the more autonomous and the more that we can become alternatively economically successful, the stronger we are in our pursuit of making the world a better place. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for coming. Especially to those visitors who came that I have not seen before or talked to in a long time. There's a lot of V's here. I'm not sure who Anthony B is or David. Or there's a Nancy in here. I know there's also a Nan. And I know who Nan is. I don't know if she left or not. Sebastian, Veronica Graham. Welcome to all you guys. Thanks for coming. And stay in touch with us. If you came here, you know somebody, or if you just know me, feel free to contact me by Facebook or Skype. And let's move forward. Yes, it is recorded. And thanks for telling me. I'm going to stop the recording now.